chapter 21, verse 18. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass.
He carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God. And her light was like unto a stone, most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. It had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth 4 square, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. And he measured the wall thereof, 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth an emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth a topaz, the 10th a chrysoprasus, the 11th a jacinth, the 12th an amethyst. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of 1 pearl. And the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass.
This is a big thing, man, because we are a part of power that we can't fully comprehend right now. We are a part of something that's beyond this world, beyond this earthly realm, but it's going to be established on this earthly realm, on this earth. Okay? Because as it tells us in the Lord's Prayer, on earth as it is in heaven. Yes, our kingdom will be on the earth, but the order, the prestige and the honor, the majesty, but beginning with the order, that's coming from the heavens. And along with that, the glory. Okay? So, what we're a part of is well worth it, man. Okay? It's more than worth it.
Barak Yahawah. Yahawashi.
Alright, Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles. A great millstone led me to this truth, and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the election to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5 verse 42. So the water for everybody tuning in that's coming on the comment board here, known after Bahasham, Atham. And I'm going to get in this lesson. The Lord put the spirit on me to deal with today concerning several articles. Just before I go to camp, Lord willing, I make it over there. It's been very heavy rain in Oklahoma, and it showed that it was going to rain all day, and then out of nowhere, the rain just stopped, So with the water Bahasham, Yahawashi, I'll be able to go out. I was still going to go out, but I had another place I was going to go where I would be under some shade to beat the rain. So, but it looks like it's going to stop around 5. And Lord bless me this week to have more than one day off. I usually only have one day off, and I got 2 this week. Actually, I got 3. So the Lord, He blessed me with a couple days off, especially with this little allergies I had, issue with sneezing and coughing and whatnot is starting to go away. So, the water Bahasham Yahawashi that, He's kept me in a good position to do this work. So, Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. We're going to start with Trump threatens to pull U.S. out of NATO. And then a 3-year-old boy who was buried to be brought back as so-called Jesus Christ. And then we're going to get into some other various end-time topics. Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. So we're going to get into this first. The biggest internal threat. Trump threatens to pull U.S. out of NATO. Okay? And it says again. So, and this is a big deal because if America, Babylon the Great pulls out of NATO, which they will, I believe so, because it only seems credible to prophecy of these other nations leaving it desolate along with NATO. So, and they even had an article that said he might even do prison time and still become president in prison. I can't remember exactly where it was, but if I go find it in my articles that I take pictures of, I'll put it on the comment board. I just hadn't got to do it yet. But Donald Trump was indicted that if elected, Donald Trump has indicated that if elected president in 2024, he will consider pulling the United States, America, Babylon the Great, out of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, that's NATO. If the group does not acquiesce to his demands, and they won't. Okay, they tired of this place. The former president has previously attacked NATO allies and discussed withdrawing from transatlantic organization altogether, a moves which ostensibly came about as a result of his reported relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin. See, they're starting to, change sides. Rolling Stone reported that Trump was already said that he does not want a hypothetical second administration to be full of NATO lovers. See, he's trying to branch off. Per 2 sources who have heard him make such remarks. The sources also share that the ex-president has suggested that he is open to the idea of the group meets various demands of his, and they won't, because they're turning against this place, including his want for non-American members to increase their defense spending and fundamental scrutinizing of the bedrock principle that an attack on one member is equivalent to an attack on all. Rolling Stone also reported that Trump, while in office, repeatedly derided Article 5, NATO's collective defense clause, arguing against starting World War III in the name of smaller NATO countries' sovereignty. So those are some of the issues that he's bringing across. So let's deal with the scriptures and show that the Lord is going to pull away NATO from America, Babylon the Great. And you got Trump, which a lot of people here believe in Trump. He's saying he wants to pull away from them altogether. This is all prophecy happening. This is all prophecy, and don't think that these other America, Babylon the Gradians don't agree with him. A lot of them agree with Trump, man. Okay, that's why they're putting it out there that it might happen. They're basically sending a warning out to these NATO groups. If you don't do what we say do, we're going to start stop messing with y'all, and that's going to cause them to come against this place. Shalom, everybody on the combo. Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. So, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 11, because you were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls, talking about America, Babylon the Great. Your mother shall be sore confounded. Who is the mother of America, Babylon the Great? Great Britain, one of those allies with NATO. Okay, she that bare you shall be ashamed, and behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. So we know that sooner or later, these NATO countries are going to come against America, Babylon the Great. It's going to happen. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, right? And a cup full of abominations. That's why they had a Statue of Liberty with the cup in her hand. You know, and I seen another article which was pretty interesting. It was talking about how, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It's like these Russians are trying to take over that role America, Babylon the Great has. Okay? I don't want to get too much into it, but let me see if I can find it real quick. I had it earlier. But it was talking about how they want to move the Statue of Liberty to Russia, which is just completely, you know, just retarded. But, you know, this is what they're saying. I'm going to go pull it up real quick and see that these places are trying to take over they're trying to put themselves in the stead of America, Babylon the Great. And I didn't want to talk about this too much because it's not really a big deal, because it's not something that's going to happen. But it just shows how much they're trying to be like this place. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Going to the article now. I got to go up more. Got way more articles I've been put down. Yeah, right here. Pull it up real quick. Because I thought I had it up, but I left it out of it. See, these people really think that they're going to be the ones who are ruling next. And they want to be in America's Babylon the Great's position. So this is just to show that it's actually an article about it. It's about a day ago. It says Russian lawmaker wants Statue of Liberty moved to Russia, man. See? They talking about this. You know? They wanted to be taken away and placed in Russia for whatever reason. I don't want to get into it. But these nations are literally trying to X out this place and be the image of it, okay? Because they still marvel after this place. You know? They want to be number one, but they don't realize that the Lord's coming to take down all these kingdoms. So I just wanted to point that out. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. See, they have this mindset of like, we want to be them, you know, so they're trying to basically, you know, replace this place and be the number one ruler of the earth. It's not going to work. The nations have drunken her wine, that false ideology, okay, of what it means to be America, Babylon the Great. They think it's a great thing. Therefore, the nations are mad. Like, that's madness, talking about you want to move the Statue of Liberty to Russia. What the hell is that? It doesn't make any sense, man. But they had a whole article on stuff like that, man. It's showing that these these heathens are bugging out. To lock in. Revelation chapter 8:3, and it reads, "For all nations have drunk of the wine, the philosophies of this place, of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies." See? This is how this place has caused these other nations to worship this place, because they have been rich in the abundance of this place, but now they're starting to hate this place because they're starting to realize they can't get out of debt because of this place. And they've always realized that, but America's been able to persuade them to keep putting themselves in more debt. And now it's getting to that point where they're like, nah, we finna try to take over. So this is Revelation chapter 18, verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone, like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea. What's that? That violence, that destruction. Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all, with them intercontinental ballistic missiles coming from the NATO countries and also Russia. Okay? And the voice of the harpers and the musicians and the pipers and the trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in her. Ain't gonna be no more, or no more at all in thee. Ain't gonna be no more what they call that double XL magazine when you got all them whack rappers on there. Ain't gonna be no more all that. And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. These places gonna be completely desolate. And the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. Why? Because they're gonna be taken up in the chariots, the elect, by the bridegroom, which is Yahawashi. For thy merchants were the great men of the north. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And that veil is starting to be lifted to where they're not deceived no more. They're starting to find out that this place is no good and it needs to be destroyed. Revelation. And even though they're going to destroy it, you know, they're still going to be sad about it. We're going to pull that up. But let me pull this up first. I'm going to go back a couple precepts. Let me go back one more. Because this is explaining Yahawashi. So this is verse 12. His eyes were as flames of fire, and on his head were many crowns. This is the Lord taking down all these kingdoms. So you got Russia trying to take over America and be like, oh, we're going to be the new America. No, the Lord's coming to take all the crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, okay? And when you look into Revelation chapter 2, verse 17, it talks about this white stone that all the men of the Lord shall receive, and all the ones who overcame this trial, okay? But the men that received that stone, they had, it was like their ranking, okay? And this is the Lord. He had a name that was written on it nobody knew but he himself. That's his ranking. Okay, nobody knows, you know, that name that's on his white stone. But his name is Yahawashi, but nobody knows his ranking. Okay, we know he's the head of everybody. But what I mean by that name that's on that stone, nobody knows. Except him. Like it says, verse 13, and he was clothed with vesture dipped in blood from the other nations, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. Yahawashi is the Word in the flesh. Verse 14, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed with fine linen, white and clean. That's the elect, starting with the 144,000 elect men. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, starting with, you know, the mouthpiece of the prophets. Okay, they're chanting this place down every day. That with it he should smite the nations at first, but he does everything in order first. He is basically like it's a courtroom, and all the men of the Lord are giving all the crimes of America, Babylon the Great, and the Lord's going to execute judgment. And he shall rule them with a rod and iron, and this is what's going to happen when they go into slavery for 1,000 years, and treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of the almighty power Bahasham Yahawashi. And after that, he's going to rule with a rod of iron. There ain't going to be no more, you know, nations running anything. There's going to be Bahasham Yahawashi, and that's it. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. And it reads that, let's start at 3. Block here. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou hast made to serve, that we're in today. Verse 4, and thou shalt take up this proverb, which is what? A dark saying, a riddle against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. See, it's going to be kind of like we're going to be mocking them. because we know that they going down. The Lord have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Okay, what did it talk about in Revelation? He had all the crowns on his head. It's talking about in the Old Testament and the New Testament that he's coming to do this. Verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. See, so the Lord's going to take these people out, starting with Esau, even the so-called white man. Revelation chapter 18, verse 9. We can go back to Revelation. Chapter 18, verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall be well heard. See, so when this place get destroyed, there's going to be other places in the earth that knew that it got destroyed. They're going to be talking about it. They're going to be wailing and crying because they ain't got no money. They ain't making no money no more. And lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Them merchants, they're going to be sad they ain't making no more money off this part, off in this place no more. Verse 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city. For in 1 hour is thy judgment come, man. And the Lord's judgment is going to come quickly, man. As soon as a few more of these prophecies pass, concerning the MOTB and World War III, hey, man, and the famine of the word, hey, that's it, man. We that close to the end. The Lord's not going to tarry those for much longer now. Okay, those are going to come past. And once the mark of the beast comes to pass, hey, this is going to pick up real fast. And we're going to have to be ready for persecution. We're going to have to be ready. Talked about some of us will be cast into prison. Talked about some of us will be beheaded. Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. When it talks about we'll be cast into prison. Some of us will be cast into prison. We got to get ready. It's going to be a very tough time for everybody, even the elect. But the elect are going to get saved out of it. Lord will be part of that number. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 36. The sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. Yeah, they're going to be put to shame. Verse 38, 7. The sword is upon their horses and upon their chariots and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her. And that's including 2/3 that want to stay in this place. And they shall become as woman, a sword upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. So the America Babylon the Great is going to turn into a bunch of weaker vessels. You think they're going to win anything? You think they're going to overcome Yahawashi? Not a chance. Okay, because there's mighty men who were warriors. Okay, when you look in the scriptures, and they did not overcome the Lord. There's no way that this place is going to make it. And we see him right here talking about he finna pull U.S. out of NATO. And this ain't the first time he said it. But, now, just like all the apostles and elders been saying, in 2024, it's going to be a year of judgment, man. It's already been like that because there was one person in one body of Yahawashi a lot of the brothers been talking about. But he tried to go convince somebody in GMS that the doctrine was wrong. And that dude ended up getting his spirit taken from him, man. The Lord took his spirit back from that man. Because the Lord is very serious about you dealing with his prophets, man. Okay? Like, he's not going to let you mess with his counsel. You over there doing any kind of foolery with the counsel, hey, the Lord is going to jack you up, man. So do not play around with Yahawashi men. Don't get no ill vibes or nothing towards none of the brothers, man. Because the Lord can take you out instantly. I need to pause this real quick. I'm going back to it. This is my next set of little articles that I want to deal with. But there it says, nature brings China to its knees. Houses are going underwater. Flood after Typhoon Samba. So there's a couple of floods and things we're going to deal with. Yeah, that's serious right there. That's the Lord judging Moab, the so-called Chinese.
Greetings to everyone on my daily disaster news channel.
Yeah, they jacking stuff up, man.
The information in the video shows an incident in Guangdong,
China. You just walk
outside.
And you trying to go to 7-Eleven and get something to drink. How you going to go to 7-Eleven now? You ain't got no boat. Wrath of the Lord ain't no game, man. Yeah.
Typhoon Samba has brought severe flooding to Guangdong province in southern China.
Whole car underwater, man. Whole car. I bet you your job be like, swim over here. We'll see you at 5. Man, they don't care, man. These oppressors, man. Like, look at that, man. Sheesh. They got a little lucky over there. It ain't underwater. But a lot of stuff got jacked up.
The region is grappling.
Don't have to go too much into it. We're going to move on to the next little, in Yemen. Okay? There's a lot of stuff going on over there, too. With this cyclone.
Greetings
Cyclone
to everyone
over here.
on my daily disaster news channel.
I don't like she be talking too much, man. I like to just see the danger. Look at all that. God, dog. I'm telling you, man. The fear of the Lord is dangerous. Look at that. That whole bridge. Whole bridge full of water, man. Ain't going home tonight.
Cyclone Tape, which was formed in the Arabian Sea.
And that's what a lot of these people don't understand. They don't understand that this is scourges for amendment. This is judgment from Yahawashi, man. That's what that is. Then you got that going on. And over here, there was a massive 150 plus car crash on some super fog. Okay, all these kind of things are scourges for amendment. We're going to prove that up in a second. But it was 150 cars just crashed into each other, man. They looked like they all blew up or something, too. They look real bad, man. You know, so the Lord 2/3. Because some of them be looking like heathens, but they be the foreign Israelites. The Lord be jacking them up, man, because they don't want to come back to the ways of Yahawashi. Oh, it said something was wrong with it. But you seen it. There it was right there. I ain't going to try to go in too hard to it. If you want to go look it up. And we're going to pull up a precept about it. It's just to kind of show some of the destruction that the Lord has brought over this last few days. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 19. And it read, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish. That was tribulation and anguish what them people were going through. Are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay, this is to amend the elect. You know, the majority of the elect is in America, Babylon the Great. We scatter across the 4 corners of the earth. But the majority is in America, Babylon the Great. Verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And that's how we want to be mindful of the scourges. We don't want to be like them, okay, 2/3. We don't want to be like them and not paying attention to the destruction that the Lord is causing on the earth, man. Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap on the earth, right? We still go to the store right now and get stuff, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, because they looking all the way over here on the other side of the world, over here in America, Babylon the Great. Jake looking like, oh, they getting jacked up, well, they ain't over here, whatever. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, war, famine, and great confusion. And there's some places in Oklahoma City that look like that right now, where cars is all the way underwater. You know, I'm not even 30 minutes away from there. Your place can turn into desolation real fast. Okay, it ain't just like you just, you know, that destruction comes quickly. So we got to stay focused on Yahawashi. Hold on. They done took away one of my pages. Hold on. They took away one of my pages. Hold on. Let me see if I can go to it. They done took down my pages. That's not the one I wanted. Hold on real quick. These devils. Hold on. They better not have took it down. I'm going to go see if I can find another one. They salty about it. It was a real good one too, because I wanted to make a point with it. Bear with me. I got to go pull it up. They took it off my screenshots. Oh, okay, right here. Yeah, they done took down my doggone page. Man, these devils, man. So over here at it says we were sick. Fans walk out after Dave Chappelle accuses Israel of war crimes. Okay, he did this at the community thing. It says U.S. supporting slaughter. Okay, and they do. The America Babylon the Great, they do support slaughter. They slaughtered the Native Americans just to get this land. This is not something surprising. Okay, but the reason why they look at it as a big deal is because it's a Jake they feed. They feed this Jake, so they're mad about it. But Jake looking like, I don't give a fuck about y'all this time. Okay, I'm tired of y'all. So says member of the audience walked out after comedian Dave Chappelle during the performance in Boston Thursday after his scathing commentary on Israel and the United States in the war that started with a Hamas terrorist attack, showing during a show the TD Garden in Boston. Chappelle reportedly slammed Israel for bombing Gaza, accusing the Middle East democracy of war crimes and the slaughter of civilians, according to the Wall Street Journal outlets. He also said the United States is supporting killing innocent civilians. There ain't nobody innocent, of course. But, they told him to shut up, and they was mad and everything. And, he still kept talking about cutting the power off in Gaza. Like, it's all just political, man. So, basically, the point that I'm trying to get at is that, he not lying. He's right. The Israel and Hamas, both of them is wicked. Okay, neither one of them is good. But Israel's trying to act like they're the good guy. Those ain't the good guy. They the one who raped and pillaged Israel in 70 AD and stole the heritage. Okay, and this is what they just did yesterday. More than 700 killed in 24 hours in Gaza. They just bombed the doggone diggity out of them, okay? Like, all those people dead in 24 hours, man. All them people, man. Today. See? Palestinian officials said on Tuesday they had recorded the largest number of deaths in a single day since the war between Israel and Hamas, as Israeli forces struck hundreds of targets in Gaza. They just rained on them. There wasn't so most of these people was just like us, just living in houses. There wasn't no soldiers. That's why he's saying that. Look, 704 people, including 305 children, were killed in the past 24 hours. Okay? That's what they're talking about. Who else is they condemning for doing this? I don't know. Russia. They was doing that in Ukraine, and now America is backing up Israel for doing the same thing, man. It's wickedness, man. All these people are wicked, man. And they always try to find an excuse to cause hell, man, and destroy people, man. This is what Dave Chappelle was talking about, man. This right here. You see? And he probably ain't gonna be able to do no more shows after that. They gonna get at him. They gonna do something to him. But whatever, he ain't worshiping Yahawashi outside no way anyways, so it don't matter. So to show that more than 700 were killed, there was video. I had one with a video that showed up, but that's the one they took down, and they took down the other one. Just like, man, you should have seen it, man. Like, you go look up some videos on it. That place is through. Okay, they destroyed the mess out of that mud, like, horribly. So we're gonna pull up some precepts about this. This is Romans chapter 13, verse 1. And it reads, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High." So the Lord allowed this stuff to happen, but it was to show that this is what wickedness is, man. So it shows that he's got to come take these kingdoms out, man. This is why he's got to have all these crowns on his head, take over these kingdoms, because they're wicked. Verse 2, Whosoever therefore resisteth the power resisteth the ordinance of the Most High. We don't want to resist the Most High. And ultimately, all these kingdoms are going to resist the Most High, but that's their job. The Lord set up an enemy to resist so he could destroy him. So his name could be exalted. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. They're going to get destroyed. Verse 3, for rulers are not a terror of good works, but to the evil. See, wilt thou then not be afraid of the power to do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same? Right? Verse 4, for he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. See, we don't need to be afraid if we ain't doing evil. For he beareth not his sword in vain. And that would be in vain to just kill somebody if they was just being righteous. Like, now it's different when you talk about the men of the Lord that are going to be put to death for his name's sake. That's different. That's not in vain either. That's to glorify his name. But if you just a righteous person and the Lord, chose you as one of his elect, you're going to get beaten up in those chariots. You're going to go through some stuff, but you're going to make it. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. So that's why the elders and apostles tell you to repent and turn from evil, because that's who he's coming after. He's coming after the wicked. Romans, who are trying to say that they like Hamas did some heinous crime and they just bombed the whole neighborhood and killed a whole bunch of people who probably never even picked up a gun, the majority of them. Romans chapter 3, verse 14. Let's go back to 13. Their throat is an open sculpture. With their tongues, they have used deceit. See, they try to act like they ain't accountable for the blood that they shed either. The poison of asps is under their lips, whose mouth, verse 14, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Verse 15, their feet are swift to shed blood. They quickly do it. It took them one day to wipe out 700 people, send 700 people back to the Lord. Destruction and misery are in their ways. And what better way to show that they do that than that? That's straight destruction, man. And the way of peace they have not known. They don't know Yahawashi. They don't understand peace. They are heathens, man. There is no fear of the Most High in their eyes. Because I'll tell you right now, if you got to fear Yahawashi, you is not doing nothing like that. Okay, you're not sending 7,000 missiles nowhere. Okay, you're not going to do none of that. Okay, only the wicked are going to do stuff like that. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 7. And they didn't hit no military nothing. They just hit all civilian stuff. They didn't hit no military targets. That's straight wicked. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 7. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity, sin upon sin, wasting and destruction are in their path. And basically, the only ones who are innocent are the elect, because they're going to be deemed innocent because they serve Yahawashi at this time. Everybody else, their blood it's going to be accountable. It's going to be accounted for. So the only ones that are truly innocent are the elect, whoever they may be. Lord willing, we part of that number. Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that buys iniquity. And it just talked about iniquity was their paths. And they work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, destroying the whole place in 24 hours. And they covet fields and they take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage. And that's what Israel did. They took all that stuff from us. They took all our heritage, our book. They took everything. They got to pay for that. Verse 3, therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family, talking about Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, the Edomites, and the other nations on down, because they had their hands on us too. But it's mostly Esau, Edom. So against this family do I devise an evil, from whence ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. See, they're not going to get away in a proud sense no more. There ain't going to be no more John Wayne riding off in the sunset. It's going to be game over for these motherfuckers. Genesis chapter 9, verse 6, and it reads, Whoso Sheddeth a man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For the image of the Most High made he man. So this is simple. This is simple understanding that if you shed blood, your blood got to get shed. That's why we don't want to pick up no weapons and do nothing with it, because we know that we will be held accountable, because we will be no better than the heathens, because that's what they do. Psalm chapter 79 verse 10. Wherefore should the heathen say, where is their power? See, that's what they say. Where is Yahawah? Let him be known among the heathen in our sight by revenging the blood of thy servants which is shed. And that's how we're seeing it. We're seeing all this judgment go out, and we know it's from the Lord. But they're sitting here saying, where is the Most High still? They still saying, where the Most High? He flooding the mess out of China, flooding the mess out of Yemen, causing the Edomites to bomb other Edomites, and they still talking about where the Most High. He's here. He's bombing everybody and doing all this other stuff. And he's making y'all do it to yourselves. You know, but only the righteous is going to understand that. So we're going to go over here to UA strike update. Stellantis outraged after union targets Sterling Heights Assembly. So, long story short, Monday morning, 6,800 union workers walked out of the plant, accompanied by UAW President Shawn Fain. So that's a lot of money. Lost all that bread. So that's just to show another update on the riots that are constantly going on day to day. Second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 3. I like bringing it up all the time, because this prophecy is getting fulfilled a lot. Second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars in the world, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So we knew this stuff was going to happen, and now that we're seeing it on a regular basis, we know that the Lord is coming back drastically. So just like I was talking about how they try to make it seem like Hamas or Israel is neither one of them is evil and the other one isn't. No, they're both evil. Because right over here, when you look, it says Putin launches new evil empire with North Korea and Hamas. See? We'll just read a little bit. A former deputy prime minister of Israel told the Daily Beast that the world would see a Hamas terror attack on Israel, which killed at least 1,400 people. It's part of a larger conflict being stoked by the Kremlin. Putin, the real Hamas ally, has defined the lines of big confrontation. Hamas, Iran, Russia, and China on one side, and Israel, Ukraine, and the United States on the other. Division. This battle is set. Okay? It's going to be Egyptian against Egyptian, Edomite against Edomite. The teams are picked. Okay? World War III is on the way. And there's another threat as well. Is what they say is a threat. It says a real threat. Experts warn Hamas-connected terrorists crossing the U.S. border. So here they are over here, cross the U.S. border. So it says in July, and this was in July, it says Border Patrol agents apprehended 781 people trying to enter the U.S. illegally in the Swanton sector at the northern border of Canada. So if they caught 871, that means what? It was a whole lot more that got through. They can't just catch everybody. They're not going to catch everybody, man. So that means that what? What's the Lord doing? Why is this important? Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 7. You remember they were Russia, right? And who doesn't Russia like? They don't like America, Babylon the Great. Ezekiel 28, verse 7. And it reads, Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. And that's what we're seeing going now on a mass scale. And the other nations are with them on it, okay? That's in the BRICS. They're all with it. They want to see America, Babylon the Great fall. China is starting to sink, literally. They don't have enough money to go keep fixing all that stuff getting damaged. Okay, they're going to have to take over something. So Pope Francis, coming up soon in 3 days, Salakia, he wants to announce a day of fasting and peace in Israel-Hamas war. So he wants fasting and peace now. So all this wickedness and devil worship and demonizing, the true Israelites and being wicked and killing everybody for their land. Now they want a day of peace. Now they're trying to chill. Well, they're not going to be able to. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, talking about calling for a day of peace. You ain't going to get no peace. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, for when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with trial, and they shall not escape. And that's what's going to happen to all these nations trying to talk about, oh, we want just peace now. Oh, now y'all want to be peaceful. After all the stuff y'all did to Israel. Nope, not happening. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 3. It's not going to happen, man. The Lord is coming to judge this place. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst of thereof. Talking about America, Babylon the Great. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and the wizards. Got all these Roman Catholics over here. They're going to try to do their day of peace and whatnot. In the end, it's just going to end in destruction. So I want to go pull up the blue letter. I'm almost done. I got a little bit left now. Lord will now make it to camp. We say Lord willing with everything we do. We don't know if we're going to make it to camp. I can go out there and something happen. So it's always Lord willing. You don't want to ever assume you just good. The Lord could have something else in mind, be testing you or whatever. Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. And I want to go look this up, and I want to pull up a few words. So it says, walk by the Spirit. That was the title. So it says, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, sleep with another man's wife; fornication, also sleeping with another man's wife. That's basically what that is. Or like going into other doctrines, believing in other doctrines. Uncleanness, lasciviousness, adultery, idol worship, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations. Now these are the two words I want to look up: variance and emulations. Okay, I'm going to show you what those words mean. Variance. All right.
Strong's G 2054. Eris.
Right, and it says contention, strife, wrangling, debate. See, this is why the elders and apostles don't be debating with like vocab Malone and going over there. We ain't doing no debating. The Lord said don't do that. Right? Emulations. What's that? That's why we don't be trying to debate. You don't want to believe? All right, bye.
Strong's G 2205. Zelos.
That's what it says. So it says excitement of mind, ardor, fervor of spirit, zeal, ardor of embracing, pursuing, defending anything. See? And we're not just defending anything. We're defending one thing. We're defending Bahasham and Yahawashi. Right? Zeal in behalf of or for a person or a thing. Right? So these people have a zeal of trying to protect Israel or protect Hamas or protect president or protect America. All this, fierceness of indignation, Putinist zeal, and envious and contentious rivalry, jealousy. See? That's why we're not taking no sides but Bahasham Yahawashi. See? That's what it means. You don't take no side with Israel or Hamas. We don't take no sides with Republican or Democrat. We don't take no sides with the wicked in any way. That's what it's saying. Emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before. I have also told you in time past, they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Right? And that's what we know. So if you got any of those things in your heart, those are things that you got to get rid of. Okay? All that. There's a lot of stuff, but you want to make sure you don't got none of that in you. And you take heed to yourself and check yourself on a regular basis. And make sure you ain't got none of that. Because if you got any of that, you're not going to inherit the kingdom of Yahawashi. And that's, something very important to take heed to. Talking to myself first and foremost. That's what my camp is going to be about today. The greatest enemy is yourself, because you can put yourself in a lot of trouble if you're not guided by Yahawashi. So this is my last article. Got a couple precepts about it, and then we out of here. Extremists convicted of 3-year-old boy who was buried to be brought back to be so-called Jesus Christ. This is madness right here. Okay, 4 people were convicted and a 5th pleaded guilty in connection to their plot to wage jihad. 3 of the House defendants will also guilty in the death of Abdul Ghani Wajash, I think, 3 years old. The boy's father, Suraj J. Aban Wahaj, they be having some weird names, and whatever that person's name is, they had a whole bunch of names. They all went to trial, right? They were convicted in New Mexico federal court of conspiracy to provide material support to terrorists, and conspiracy to murder an officer and employee of the United States. The sisters and Morton were also found guilty of conspiracy to commit kidnapping resulting in death and kidnapping resulting in death. All 4 were convicted on Tuesday, records show. So they literally thought that they could bring back so-called white Jesus by burying a 3-year-old boy. Like, this is madness. Like, this is why, you don't want to just believe in anything, man. The Lord is bugging out these people who think they know the Lord, and they are doing some atrocious stuff, man. We blessed to just understand the will of the Lord, man. And that's definitely nowhere in the scriptures where it says the Lord said go bury a 3-year-old boy and come back to life as who they call so-called Jesus Christ, because they don't know Yahawashi. They don't know Yahawashi at all. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 13. It reads, but evil man and seducer shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. And they were deceived because the Lord wanted them to be deceived. Matthew chapter 24 verse 21 or verse 12. And actually we're going to look this up in the blue letter and then we done. When things get hard, you don't want to just be heartless. You still want to be loving towards the brotherhood, loving towards other Israelites around you. There's nothing more precious than a man who lays down his life for his friends, man. And our brothers, like-minded Israelites, those are your friends, man. That's your family. You don't leave your family behind, man. Nobody's being left behind. We gonna fly together. We gonna die together, and then fly together. Whichever one comes first, we gonna do that together, man. And it reads, and because iniquity shall abound, Matthew 24:12, the love of many shall wax cold. See what it mean by wax cold? So I'm gonna look up and then we done. To breathe low, cool by blowing. To be made grow cold, cool or cold, metaphorically wanting love. See, so it's an implication of saying there's not going to be no love in the land. You got these rappers talking about my heart is made of ice, whatever. I'm ice cold. The reason why they like that because they had already sold they life over to this world. They didn't gave their life to the devil. Esau, even the so-called white man, and trim their ways to be accepted by this world. And I seen another brother, his whole lesson today was about it's not time to be trimming our ways, man. It's not time. It ain't never no time to be trimming your ways. You need to keep yourself holy and separate from this world and keep watching. So Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. Shalom to elective Israel, to the hopeful elective Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5 verse 42. So the water for tuning in. May the blessing of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi be on your households. Lord, when it's edifying to you. And I'm going to get myself get out here and go do some more work of the Lord. Lord willing, I make it over there. And we'll be able to exalt the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi yet another day. Shalom.